Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on your Sunday. Hope your day's off to a great start. Megan Packer here with Atlanta News First Plus, getting you caught up on the day's headlines. Yes, it is the weekend, but we are here tracking the news for you across Metro Atlanta to let you know what's happening and also tracking your forecast. I've got First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams standing by. He'll jump in just a minute with your forecast, and it's a hot one. All right, so here's what's making news today. If you joined us earlier on your TV for Atlanta News for Sunday morning, you saw here had a couple of different breaking stories from overnight, including one in Atlanta involving a teenage girl who was shot. This was Southwest Atlanta. It happened at a house on Austin Court just before 2 a.m. Again, a 16-year-old girl was shot. She is recovering in the hospital after she was shot twice. Police say have one suspect in custody. They are looking for a second suspect believed to be involved in this shooting. They did not share the ages of those suspects, so not sure if it is all involving teenagers or the circumstances surrounding this shooting yet. But again, a 16-year-old in the hospital right now after an early morning shooting in Atlanta. It was a late night on the river for rescue crews after two people got stranded when they were out tubing. DeKalb County and Atlanta's Swiftwater rescue teams were out there along with drone units. They found and saved the two people who were tubing and got stranded. They were out there last night after the sun went down. Firefighters say they were not injured. They were not wearing life jackets. It got dark. They got disoriented and they needed help, and those crews were there. So crews staying busy for sure on North Georgia waterways so far this summer. Speaking of staying safe on the water, there is a new life jacket station opening today on Lake Allatoona, and it's honoring the life and legacy of a beloved boat captain. Captain Chris Day was a major advocate for water safety, especially for wearing life jackets before he died last year after a fight with cancer. So tonight people are gathering at the lake to dedicate a life jacket loaner station in his name. You see these pop up from time to time. They're on Lake Allatoona, along the Chattahoochee River, really all over the place. It's where you can grab a life jacket, use it for the day, put it back, and it's just a great way to keep yourself and your family safe. We have heard from experts time and time again that even if you think you're an experienced boater, a really strong swimmer, it's a really good idea to have a life jacket on because things can turn in an instant. We see tragedy just far too often on the water. And so friends and family of Captain Day are just hoping to save some lives and to remember him in this way. So that dedication happens tonight. There was a shooting investigation yesterday in DeKalb County after somebody was shot and killed outside of a Checkers restaurant. And right now, DeKalb police are looking for two people they believe are involved. It happened yesterday afternoon outside of the Checkers on Glenwood Road and Columbia Drive. Officers found the victim dead in an alley behind the restaurant. We spoke with one woman who lives nearby, and she says that the area has gotten better since she's moved in, but there is room for improvement. Certainly was unsettling news to hear. But DeKalb police right now searching for the people they believe were involved in that deadly shooting. And there was a triple shooting in Atlanta yesterday, and the people who were shot are a mother and two daughters. Police believe this was all involving an ongoing feud with another family. It happened in the parking lot of an apartment complex on Middleton Road in Northwest Atlanta. Police say one victim was in critical condition, but they did not say who it was, if it was the 16-year-old, the 19-year-old, or the 45-year-old. Officers urge you to call police before situations escalate to someone grabbing a gun. That is something that we hear time and time again from officers all across Metro Atlanta, is just how quick people are to turn to guns to try to resolve their disputes. It just happens all of the time. So we're going to get an update on the conditions of those three victims. Again, a mother and her two teen daughters shot during that ongoing family dispute. Let's take a look outside right now. Already hot out there on this July Sunday. It's almost August, by the way. So let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams as we prepare to say goodbye to July in a few days. And it certainly feels like the middle of summer, Isaac, with these temperatures absolutely brutal that you're tracking for us.
Absolutely, Megan. We'll be near 100 degrees tomorrow and really today, too. It'll be close. We did get to 95 degrees yesterday, and you mentioned it's about to be a new month, and we actually need some rain. We've fallen a little behind for our monthly totals, and we're going to see some rain chances build in as well next week. But today, no rain in the forecast. We're looking at just dry and steamy hot weather that will be with us for the rest of this afternoon. 97 degrees, the high temperature today. 95 was the high we got to yesterday, so we're going to be just a little bit hotter than what we saw for Saturday. A heat advisory is in effect for a few more counties. We're looking at Pike Upson, Lamar, Spalding, Henry, Rockdale counties eastward into the Athens, East Georgia areas. In these spots, we could see the heat index as high as 108. Elsewhere, we're going to see not quite heat advisory level criteria, which is 105, but still, it's going to be hotter than yesterday, and that's something that you want to be paying attention to. Tomorrow is still looking like the likely hottest day, potentially of the year. I believe our highest so far in Atlanta is 97. We have the chance to tie that today and then beat it tomorrow at 98. Eatonton also 98, and again, these are air temperatures, not the heat index. An extreme heat watch is in effect for Jasper, Morgan counties, as well as Putnam, and then Clark and Oconee, as well as Greene and Oglethorpe. So East Georgia here, the heat index tomorrow potentially could get as high as 113. It is going to be brutal tomorrow area-wide, and I'm expecting kind of a heat advisory everywhere, and then these spots in East Georgia have the possibility to see an extreme heat warning. We will kind of see what the Weather Service decides to do with the watch and advisory configuration. 3 o'clock tomorrow, this is a first alert weather day. It's first of 3. Tomorrow's first alert is for heat only. There's really no big storm potential. We've got major heat issues out there with feels like temperatures well above 100. Here's Tuesday afternoon, more of the same, 100 to 110 for the heat index again. Storms, though, are a little more likely Tuesday. I'm going to talk about that on Futurecast in a minute. But Tuesday could have a saving grace, if you will. If storms fire up a little bit faster, we could see these heat levels be curbed a little bit. And that's what we're going to see Wednesday, I think, for sure, in that, yes, it's still going to be humid and fairly warm, but we're not going to see those super dangerous numbers like we're going to see tomorrow and possibly for Tuesday. Wednesday is still a first alert weather day, though. We have 3 in a row, but by Wednesday, we're looking at more of a widespread storm threat coming in. Here's a look at Futurecast, 2 p.m. Wednesday. Notice about a 50-50 chance at rain and storms, and some of those could be at least briefly heavy throughout the afternoon, and I think we will see enough of a coverage that we're not going to see crazy heat problems for your Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. You can see that scattered storm potential will continue through the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. Next Saturday, 86 degrees, the high temperature. That's going to be a big improvement from the heat side of things, but we are seeing storm potential continue really after today and tomorrow. We're going to see a little bit more of an unsettled weather pattern come in. Let's go through today and tomorrow and Tuesday, though. We kind of jumped ahead to Wednesday. We want to backtrack through the hot weather today and then the gradually building storm chances early next week. You can see here on Futurecast this afternoon, maybe a sprinkle or very brief shower, and that's it. We officially have no rain in the forecast today, which is pretty rare for July. Typically, we always have at least some percent on there, but today it looks dry. Tomorrow, first of 3 first alert weather days, starting off dry. And then for the afternoon, notice there will be a couple of downpours around, but the rain coverage 20% or less. We're not looking at anything too widespread. We are seeing signals, though, that we could see a late storm in the metro between 6 and 9 p.m. tomorrow afternoon late, but it'll already be super hot. Then we might have a brief downpour or storm late tomorrow and into early tomorrow evening. But then we dry out, and then we go into Tuesday. This is Tuesday morning. We are dry to start, and then we will see hot and humid weather continue through noon. Then between noon and 3, that's when we're going to see some storms form a little faster and potentially a little bit more widespread. We've upped the rain coverage to about 50% on Tuesday, and you can see why. We have a pretty good shot to see some scattered showers and storms out there Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, which will ultimately weaken by the time we get to Tuesday night late. So some busier weather in store coming up soon, but really 3 first alert weather days, and each one having a little bit of a different theme. So again, to recap for you, Monday is all about the heat. Tuesday is heat and storms, and then Wednesday is just storms with not too much of a heat problem. So that's kind of the progression that we're going to be dealing with each day next week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday offering up some pretty busy weather. Again, back to the 7-day, we're looking at potentially the most widespread storm chances Tuesday, Wednesday. We could very well see some more first alerts added for maybe Friday and Saturday as we get a little bit closer to time. We are seeing signs that we're going to continue to keep with some active weather with a little bit higher than usual afternoon storm chance. But right now we're looking at Tuesday and Wednesday holding the best chance of widespread storms. Until then, mostly dry. Today and tomorrow, very hot, 97 and then 98 degrees. We might see a spot in central Georgia tomorrow touch the century mark at 100 degrees. Certainly that heat index will definitely be over 100 degrees for many spots over the next few days. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of improvement toward the end of the week as rain chances stay fairly elevated, at least at 40% through the end of the week into next weekend. Hope you have a great Sunday. If you're about to step outside, just be ready for the heat. We have no cloud cover to shield us at the moment. We should see some form later today, but right now it's looking very, very sunny. So take the sunglasses, take the hats, and take the sunscreen if you're going to be out and about today. And get ready for those first alert weather days. Hot first, then some storms build in through Tuesday and Wednesday.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text WEATHER to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.